Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, to the honest of the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well. Blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. This topic, another one again of what are the next end times prophecies, and this one's going to be concerning more angelic, spiritual, so-called UFOs, heavenly chariot encounters. It's gonna, people are already experiencing it. Brothers and elders and apostles of great Muslim, and such as myself, have experienced or seen so-called UFO sightings, man. Which are the angels, the heavenly angels of the Lord. Which people of the world and Hollywood call aliens or whatever. Like, they're not little green or grey monsters, man. No, man. Although they can shapeshift, but mainly their appearances are, man-like. And to be honest, it's not the fact that they look like us, it's we look like them. Because if you know the scriptures in Genesis, when it reads, let us make, Genesis 1:26 or 1:25, where it reads, let us make, and God said, let us make man in our image. So we're not made, the angels are not made, the angels and the Lord is not made in our image. We are made in their image. So we are replicas, of them, basically. That's where you get, was it Prometheus? I think from the Alien series, where the engineers, which are the angels, they designed mankind, basically. It's basically the same concept when you read the Bible. The angels and the Lord created us in their image and likeness. It's in the Bible. But anyways, more encounters of angels and so-called UFO encounters. Matthew 24 verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? I'm going to read that, I'm going to read Hebrews 13 verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. Don't be forgetful to entertain strangers. Why? It says, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So you got to be careful of who you're talking to, especially in these last days. You might be talking to someone, but the person you're talking to is an actual angel, monitoring your interaction. You got to be careful, because you can get a blessing. The angel might motivate you. The angel might tell you, hey, keep it up. You're doing good. Don't stop. And you may look like a regular man, a Jake. Might be an older looking Jake with grey hair, white hair, beard, whatever. But he's an angel. But you don't know that. You might figure out later on, or you might feel that it's something weird, or this person's a bit strange, but at the same time, he's cool. He doesn't seem normal to the rest of the people. There's a reason for that. Because that person could be an angel. So that's why in your interactions with people, you got to be humble, man, and be circumspect. Be careful how you talk. You just be a decent person. You might be in a situation where you need help, and an angel helps you. You might be stuck under a bus, stuck under a car. A man lifts up the car. You know, he lifts you up. You're saying thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. You say, hey, that's all right, man. Be careful. You know, he goes around the corner. You're following after him. Hey, can I get your name? Where you going? And you realize he goes into a dead end. Then the person disappeared. And you're looking left, right, up, down. There's no possibilities of him going anywhere. It doesn't make sense. Well, that's because it was an angel. You know, the angel did his time and he dipped. You know, things like that could happen, man. This is Ezekiel 1 verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. A great cloud, these chariots, the so-called UFOs, and a fire enfolding itself. Yeah, that's why you see bright orbs in the sky. This is what it's talking about. That's why people seeing bright light orbs, different shapes, sizes, and colors. You know, a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and of the mist whereof as the color of amber. Out of the midst of a fire. Also, out of the midst whereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. So it's describing the angels here. Now, obviously, angels can shapeshift. They can appear as, regular men. But this is obviously their true form. And obviously, different angels, different ranking angels have different forms or whatever. And it says, verse 5, also out of the midst whereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, so they looked like a man. See? And everyone had 4 faces. They've got 4 faces, 4 heads. If you saw that, you'll bug out. You saw a human being, a man, a tall, big man with 4 heads, you'll bug out. Yeah, you wouldn't know what to do. And everyone had 4 wings. So they have wings. Angels have got wings. And their feet were straight feet. And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. That will bug you out as well. Don't even have regular feet like us. Might have feet like a, horse's feet or or whatever. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. So how did the angels look like? Burnished brass is like bronze, copper. They're dark skin. Angels are dark skin, man. Just like the Lord Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, he's dark skin as well. From the tribe of Judah. Right? He's melanated person of color. The Israelites originally are people of color, but obviously through the curses, through the prophecies, there's exceptions because our seed has spread out. We've been captured, and we've been in captivity all over the world. So a lot of us will look different. That's why you got to test out the spirit. Right, the Spirit bears witness that we are the children of God. Hebrews 8:16. It's characteristics and mannerisms. That reveal us. Because you got chocolate Edomites. But that's a different subject. Yeah, they sparkle like color of burnished brass, burnt brass, copper, bronze, dark skin, but shiny. Shiny. Yeah. Let's go into I don't want to go too deep into it. Look at verse 14. And the living creatures ran and turned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Wow, that's crazy. So, boom, like the flash. So that's how they move. The living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. And you see that in YouTube, man. The one in YouTube where I think it's in Jerusalem, in the land of Israel, where you see a light orb on top of the temple, and it just flashes, it just speeds up. Where's the chariot? It talks about the vehicles. Bear with me. Yeah, here, Ezekiel 1 verse 15. How the so-called UFOs look like, the disc shape, vehicles in the sky, hovering. Well, the Bible describes it. Well, this is where they got it from, shall I say. Just like in the films of like the movie The Knowing, they actually bring out this Bible precept, this Bible scripture. What's his name? Christopher Cage or something like that? Or Nicolas Cage? Yeah. They actually show you Bible scriptures to identify these so-called UFOs, which they're IFOs to us, man, because we identified them as heavenly chariots of God. Anyways, it says, verse 15, now as I beheld the living creatures, behold one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. So wheels, yeah? Circular objects. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the colour of beryl, so, I believe a green, emerald type colour. And obviously there's, different shapes, sizes and colours. And they four had one likeness, and the appearance of their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So a wheel within a wheel, disc shape. Right? So Ezekiel had the opportunity to look at the materials close up. The Lord wanted him to see it. Whereas, yeah, so you people of the earth, you ain't first, man. Ezekiel had close up and detailed observation and speculation, because the Lord wanted him to see it. All you scientists out there, you're just getting glimpses. But anyways, when they went upon their four sides, and they turned not. When they went, as for the rings, they were so high, that they were dreadful, and the rings were full of eyes round about them four. Yeah, man. They were full of eyes, basically like lights. That's why you see in these movies as well, when you see UFOs, they usually have lights all around this disc-shaped object, man. Bright lights and stuff like that. But anyways, that's it on that. This is Acts 1, I'm going to go straight to the point, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, the Lord was speaking to the disciples before he left. But listen to the way he left and who was there during his departure. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up. Yeah, he ascended, and a cloud received him out of their sight, which is a heavenly chariot, so-called UFO, beamed him up, absorbed him into the air. Right? Verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, so he went up to the sky, behold, two men, it says two men, right? It's describing them as two men stood by them in white apparel. So while they were looking up, they just realized that there was men, right, wearing white right next to them. And they're thinking, what the hell? Who are these guys? Verse 11, which also said, so these men spoke to them, to the disciples, and said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up to heaven? So these men were saying, why are you guys looking up in the sky? This same Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, this same Yahushai which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So the Lord is coming back the same way you saw him go. So the same way you saw him beamed up, go into the sky, the Lord's going to be beamed down. When he returns, breaks through the skies, the earth's atmosphere, the day of judgment, the wrath of God. He's going to beam down from his chariot from the sky and land on the earth. Then he's going to fuck shit up. Yeah. But yeah. But those men were angels. Yeah. They random. Yeah. Those men were angels, man. That spoke to them. But anyways, yeah. So in these last days, these end times prophecies, what you're going to see more was more angelic encounters and more so-called UFO encounters, heavenly chariots, and you may see it close up, close and personal. Shalom.